That's all I do, stack it up. Grind. That's all I do, stack it up. Ooh, oh.
Hey, welcome to Spc3lnd, you heard?
Oh, bro, I'm bugging. Hold on. There we go. Shit. Every receipt, you definitely got to scan with Fetch Rewards. I got 50 points. All right. Bro, I think I got like $100 in gift cards off that shit already. What time is it? 8:30 in the morning, nice and early, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Just hit my daily goal and then I'm going back home, shit. Yeah, man, I got a daily goal, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so what I try to do, right, is I try to do the minimum, sort of, like, where I can just afford my monthly bill and have something left over, right? So for me, what I do is I do $100 a day. I have to make at the minimum 100, right? So sometimes I can be a little, you know, I can go over some days, and then some days I'll be like 102. But you know, without a doubt, I can always do more. But $100 a day, which would be technically 700, but like I said, some days I go over. So it usually puts me at 800 a week, which then in return puts me at 3,200 a month, right? So granted, just off of that theory alone, I make about 36,000, 34,000. What's the math? Was it 30? It's like 36, 38,000, some shit like 38,000. So I think that's good for, you know what I'm saying, a nigga just delivering some groceries to houses, and you know, I don't know, I enjoy it. Like I said, you know, I know some people don't really look at it as a real job, like it's like a bullshit, you know, side money kind of thing. But if this is all that you do, like as far as working a job, then you can do pretty well. I mean, you know, I got other incomes and stuff, so this ain't the only income I'm working on. But I think that to maintain, you know, bills and still give myself the free time to do other stuff, this shit perfect. You know what though? You know what really got me into this joint, bro? So when I was living in Virginia, at one point I was living in Suffolk. That was like the first place that I was living in, first town that I was living in, right? And you know, down there I was working at the distribution center, right? So you know, I had the crazy long hours, and I was like, yo, I was just motivated as fuck because I finally left my hometown, moved to another state, so I was motivated, right? And this was like right before my dad died, so granted, I was like, yo, I need extra money, because you know, down in Suffolk, it ain't really nothing to do. So once you leave work, you either gonna sleep the rest of the day, or you gonna be up, bored out your mind, right? So I was like, I need another job. So, you know, I was just thinking of jobs where I could make tips, you know? So obviously, like, a bartending job wasn't something that you could just walk up and get. And me personally, I think women are more successful at bartending. Not saying men aren't, but I think it's more likely that, you feel me, a woman could just kind of go in, get trained on the job pretty easily, and then, you know, start making tips right away, you know, with obvious practice. I just felt like, for me, the way I was, the time that I wanted to make money, like, I wasn't really willing to be like bussing tables and trying to be a waiter and shit like that. And I just felt like, as far as learning drinks, I definitely, you know, it just wasn't gonna work out, right? So I'm like, what other job could I do that would give me tips and I could kind of, like, you know, kind of move on the fly? And then, you know, there was the pizza driving service, you know what I'm saying? So I applied for Domino's, got the job, like, not even like the next day. Went in for the interview, got hired. I started within that week, I was already on the road doing So they hired me fairly quickly, and training, it wasn't even much of training. I just really, the only thing I had to understand, go ahead, yeah, you gonna block. For much of the training, all I had to do was really learn how to cash receipts and how to handle the pizza and all that shit. You know, essentially I was on the road delivering pizza. And I was really happy with the tips. So I actually wound up liking that job more, and then you get to drive around town. Like, I was able to explore Suffolk. I was able to really kind of look and just see what the neighborhood looked like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I enjoy shit like that. So, you know, I was there. Oh, we pulling up to delivery. Let's see. That joint right here, that joint. I hate when people want to deliver on these, like, main roads. You gotta park on the road and shit, yo. Definitely not trying to be doing that. Fuck around and get hit, you know what I'm saying? Alright, back in this bitch. Hopefully, I'm not out here too long. Like, the weekdays be slow. So, like, the busiest days for Instacart be the weekends. And then sometimes it can go from Thursday to, like, Sunday. Have a good one! It could go from like Thursday to Sunday. So, you see, every week varies. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? I was doing delivery driving. I was enjoying that shit. Like, you see, this is the thing. I'm a freedom kind of dude, right? Like, I like freedom. I don't really, like, I really did not like like, when I was working at the warehouse, I just didn't like the no windows and the hard labor. I did it though, because, you know what I'm saying, I obviously need to make money. I can't just do nothing. But like, and then like with retail jobs, like, I didn't like dealing with customers and, you know, like rude customers and, you know, working around motherfuckers that don't take their life or their job seriously. You know, you got different types of people you always around. Like, I didn't like that shit. So the delivery driving kind of opened my eyes to a different field, I should say. And, you know, they don't really pay much either. Like, it's all really tips based. So sometimes the tips that I would make in the week would be more than the actual paycheck. So I was like, oh, I could fuck with this, you know what I'm saying? Second job shit. So I was pretty much cruising. Like, I would do the whole joint of there's another one. Yeah, we got another one, yo. What is this one? ShopRite. Alright, we opened it. Oh yeah, that road closed. But yeah, so, you know, yeah, the delivery driver shit was cool. And, you know, I still, at this point, I didn't even know about Instacart. Like, I knew about Uber and Lyft. Those are like the main things. Like, I knew about that, but I already had told myself that I didn't really want people in my car. And then I used to watch them videos online about how, like, you know, like, cause you know, you can cancel a ride with Uber while they're in the car. You can tell them to get out if they act like, you know, belligerent and shit. And then, you know, motherfuckers be telling them they not getting out the car. You gotta call the cops and throwing shit in the car. And I'm just like, nah, I can't be fucking with that. Like, I just already knew, like, I'm not even gonna entertain that, right? But I did, you know, and I kind of heard of Uber Eats, but at this point I was like, you know, I never did delivery. So I really didn't know how it worked. And, you know, my situation, I guess, I don't know how, I just didn't know how it would play out, you know. I just really didn't know nothing about it, honestly. But so when I did delivery driving, it was cool. The tips was cool. Now here was the problem with, like, working for a pizza company, right? They try to take advantage of, they honestly, I'm not even gonna say they try, they take advantage of you, right? And I was grateful for the job, but here was the thing, right? There was too much conflict. Like the managers and the in-store counter workers and the pizza makers, they would always be jealous of the drivers because they have to deal with the burden of the customers. Like, when a customer come in and if the pizza's all fucked up or it's not what they want, they're the ones that's you know, really getting screamed at. And, you know, even if one of us make a mistake, like we deliver to the wrong house and do some dumb shit, like get the wrong, you know, something crazy, like forgot the sauce or the soda, they'll call, and the people inside the store will take, you know, the brunt of the, that ain't gonna work. the heat, honestly. See, I'm still trying to work on my talking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they honestly take all the heat. So I guess, understandably, there would be this resentment for the drivers. And you know what I'm saying? It just became overbearing. Like, cause the reality of it is that while the tips was good, nobody aside from the manager was really making any real money in the stores. Like, people like when you look at those type of jobs, it's really young kids or like older people who really don't need to make crazy money. Someone who just want to get out the house, like, or a dude like me who has a regular job but just needs some extra side money. Like, nobody, like, the people who were there for the job, like, because they needed a job, were definitely not happy. And then you either had people who weren't happy or people who didn't care enough. Like, that was the type of job, right? Like, I've seen it with my own two eyes. Like, a dude get too mad, he walked the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, the stress got so high sometimes that I think I did that shit like twice, where I just left and didn't come back. And you know what I'm saying? I was cool with one of the managers, and you know, essentially I got back in a few times, but I wasn't happy at a point because it was too much back and forth of, you know, like I said, you got the people inside hating, and then the customers, and it just wasn't worth it. The tips weren't worth it for real at that point. And you know what I'm saying? So that's when I started coming across Instacart. I was like, yo, how can I just make tips? Oh, I forgot to even mention. And then you got to go inside and clean. So, right? So if you do like the late shift, like the closing shift, if there's no deliveries going on or you're in the store, you got to wash dishes and mop the floors and clean the shelves and take orders and all this extra shit. I'm like, yo, hold on. This is what the people in the counters is for, you know what I'm saying? Because I still have to go and put my car, you know, drive my car around and deliver pizzas, and then I gotta come in here and clean. So how come you're not paying me twice the money? You know what I'm saying? I'm essentially wearing two different hats. I'm a counter person and a delivery driver. Even though they say in the job description that you gotta do that, I'm like, still, I ain't fucking with that shit. You're not even paying me like really enough to even drive. But, you know, essentially I got about it. I was like, I can't be doing that shit. Like, it was too much working. And then, you know what really got me about that joint was because, like, let's say, all right, you know the place, Domino's usually, any pizza spot really shuts down, like, on a weekend, like 12, right? They stop taking orders at 12. You still have to, no. The counter people, the people who work the counters and the registers would leave. They would leave at 12 or however late they're taking phone calls. No. I'm tripping. They would leave when the doors close. So like the store would close at 1 hour and then they would stop taking orders at a later hour. So the doors would close like 9 o'clock. So there was no more carryouts. And then the delivery would go on till like 12. Bro, we used to be in that bitch till like 2, 3 in the morning, yo. Washing dishes, cleaning up the store. The manager would prepare the food and all of this shit. And I'm just like, yo. And then I'd have to be at work at 6 the following morning for my regular joint. So I'm like, yo, I ain't fucking with this shit, man. Got me messed the hell up. So I'm like, you know, essentially I got into Instacart and I started delivery driving. And then, you know, I was just kind of getting used to it, getting adjusted to it, because it pays differently. And you know, with the Domino's or any pizza company, you can still get a tax return. Like, Instacart is straight 1099 shit. So whatever dollar you make, you gotta essentially pay taxes back for that. So it was a whole different like lifestyle, I should say, right? Because Instacart is considered independent contractor along with Uber and Lyft and all of them joints. So you essentially running your own little business, running your own little thing of income. So I liked it better, you know what I'm saying? I like Instacart better. I've been doing it now. This has been my main joint for like a year and some change. So far I've been alright, you know what I'm saying? Like I was living in Virginia, I was able to pay my rent, I was able to, you know, take care of everyday shit. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a win for me. And like I said, it really puts me in a position to have extra time to do other stuff. So now, you know what I'm saying, once I got settled in with Instacart, got my money right with the driving, you know, I was able to now kind of take my time and do other things. So now I got more than one income, you know, so it works out in the long run. I guess with independent contracting, you just kind of gotta roll with the punches, because it'd be some dead days, some dead weeks, and you know, you just gotta be prepared for that shit. If you don't have a good sense of financial literacy, then it won't work out for you. And I work on cars, so if anything happens to my cars, I can essentially go right back to the crib, fix shit up, be back on the road. Like, so. I mean, I did have one point though, right? My clutch went out on my ST. You know, I didn't even have the wagon. I only had, at that time, the ST was the only car I had. I had the ST, and then I had the Civic a little bit later on, but that got recently. That got impounded last year, so that was my fault. Stupid ass mistake. But yeah, goddamn, what you call it? So I only had the ST, and the clutch went out, and I still had my job at that time. So you know, I was out of a car for like a week, and I had a week and some change because I had to order the clutch, then wait on it, and then I had to, you know, move around and get that shit. And then, you know, with working, the only days off I had was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I had to make sure to get everything done by then. It was crazy as fuck. So, I mean, I've been in a situation where I've not had a car, but now I got multiple cars for Instacart, essentially, so that if one go out, I can continue driving. And, you know, and I mean, Instacart or not, I still wanted more than one car. Like, I'm in the car, so it was bound to happen regardless. But, you know what I'm saying? I was able to, now, if a car go out now, jump in some other shit, be on my way. So, it works out. You just you gotta treat it like a business. Like, the whole idea is for you to be able to keep going and going and going. And like I said, I plan on, I would say another year or two. Hopefully, I mean, who knows? But I definitely won't be doing this forever. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a good way to make money, especially now with me trying to build my car business, get to a point of flipping cars and, you know, all that good stuff. So I would think maybe another year. I mean, I don't have a problem doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any less of myself driving this car. And Walmart. Walmart's even better, but the locations is still new, so, you know, locations are gonna vary. Some places don't even have Walmart, so I really don't even speak on it. And out here in Long Island, they just added Farmington, so it's not even that busy for real. So when I hit my $100 goal with Instacart, then I fuck with Walmart afterwards. Like, I'll go in and out. They pay different, they pay better, but like I said, it's not as much stuff going on. So I'm doing alright so far. Essentially, after this, when I hit my goal, I turn the Walmart on, and I fuck with my other incomes, which allow me to be at the crib. So my other incomes, I don't even gotta leave the crib for real. But I do have to work on them. They're not passive yet. I mean, they can be passive, but if I don't put in no work, then the income could come to a stop. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's go do this shit. Crazy, yo. So they didn't even have, this person only asked for 2 items, 2 of the same items. Some people be ordering some weird shit from Instacart. I don't know if it's because it's like some kind of promotion or something. Like, this person wanted 3 things of honey buns. I'm like, what the fuck? But none of them are in stock, so now I gotta basically call the, not call them, but you know, contact the support and tell them to cancel the order. Let's see. Gotta do all this extra shit. Yeah, so sometimes like shit like this be in the way, but I mean, it is what it is. Nothing's perfect, you know what I'm saying? However, with the Walmart joint, bro, everything is ready. All you gotta do is put the shit in your car and go. So I'd rather that, but like I said, with locations is different. In Farmingdale, as of right now, is not that busy. So hopefully it picks up. I mean, I don't know how it works. I know Instacart had Walmart out here. So if any Walmart batches, they were Instacart. So now they got their own thing. I don't know if they're moving away from Instacart or what, but which I would think so, because when I was in Virginia and doing the Walmart joint, Instacart, they weren't doing it with Walmart. So now we just wait and see. I think I get a little something for coming here. I definitely won't get the whole batch though, but I think I'll get something, which is okay. But yeah, I definitely, listen, I'd rather do this than be doing the pizza service and shit. Man, I did not care for that shit, man. Like, I liked it for what it was worth at that time, but when the stress started hitting, nah, yo. That shit was definitely not the wave, yo. And then it was like, I would be going, like, having, like, issues with people. Like, and not everybody, just certain people, like the people I'm telling you about, where they're like, you know, they just mad because they got to be in the store all day. Like, those people will really try to make your job harder out of jealousy. Like, shit was unbelievable. Let's see. One moment, please. All I said was thank you. You ain't gotta tell me what you already doing. You know, Fetch, and then you know, it's bonuses. It's little perks and shit. Like with Fetch rewards, like, you know, when you print the receipts out or whatever, you can scan them and get points. So I've been fucking with that. I just got a $5 Apple gift card. So I could, I was just gonna use it to get this Final Cut Pro software. I was low key pirating it. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, that's definitely the word. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just buy it now because the updates be fucking up. So I don't really recommend pirating anything just because of the updates. Like, I guess it's good for the moment, but once they update that shit, it starts fucking up. So it's like, fuck, I might as well just get the shit and never have to worry about it again, because it's a one-time fee of $300. And you get all the updates. It's on your Apple account, so you can essentially download to whatever new computer you buy. So I'm like, it has its benefits that I think I need more now. So Jesus Christ, man, that joint's taking forever. That was a decent order too. Paid like $15. So hopefully I get something. So let me turn on the Walmart now. I shouldn't even turn on the Walmart. See what happened though. If they move the Instacart joints, the Walmart batches from Instacart back to Walmart, then it's gonna definitely be more lit. But that shit don't be jumping right now. This is crazy for some honey buns, bro. I'm sitting here waiting. I asked if they wanted a replacement, they didn't answer. Yo, the worst thing about Instacart though, oh, okay, they closed it. Alright, cool. I don't get it, yo. Like, the rating system needs to be improved with this joint. Cause like I was saying, yo, like the customer only wanted honey buns. I asked them if they want a replacement, and then they don't answer. But then these be the people that fucking don't want, you know what I'm saying? What the hell? The order's not even canceled. Oh yeah, we good now. Let's see what I get. Let's see what they gave me. Oh shit, they gave me. Oh, they gave me the thing. Oh wow, okay. Shit, never mind. I'm good. All right, bad. All right, so we just gonna say it. Ain't nothing up yet. What was I saying? Yeah, the customer rating system is kind of tricky though. Because, you know, the customer should have the power, I guess, to say if something isn't good or if something is wrong. But they be doing the wrong, they be putting the wrong ratings in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? If I go in the order wants 5 apples, right? 5 Granny Smith apples. They ain't got Granny Smith, so I get Golden Delicious. I will put in the app that I replaced the Granny Smith apples with the Golden Delicious apples, right? And the customer may not like it, which happens. I mean, sometimes the customer requests a replacement, or sometimes you gotta just kind of do it yourself. But if they don't like it, what they'll say is it's the wrong item. It's not the wrong item. Because the wrong item would mean that I chose Granny Smith and gave Golden Delicious. But if I put in the app that this is the replacement, they should not be allowed to say that that's the wrong item. That shit is just kind of wacky to me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's literally saying that I did things the right way, and I still get a bad rating, right? And what even be worse is like a situation like this. Like, say I'm reaching out to the person and they don't respond. I essentially get my percentage lowered, my rating lowered, because they don't want to respond, and then come to find out they could have responded and gave me a replacement they wanted, but they don't, and then say that's the wrong item. So it screws me, you know what I'm saying? So little shit like that make me tired of Instacart. But like I said, it's better than delivering pizzas, and as far as I'm concerned, it's better than having a 9 to 5. I mean, in this situation, right? Like, obviously this isn't better than being a doctor or, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, 6-figure jobs. But I feel like for where I'm at right now, and, you know, me building, this is perfect. I don't plan on doing this forever. So I guess for now, where it can help me pay my bills, puts me at $38,000 a year. This alone, then to have the extra incomes, I'm good. Just gotta wait around and see. Damn, I only got 25 minutes left on this SD card, yo. I don't know how much I've been fucking talking. It's whatever, though. I told myself, I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is a big part of what I'm doing right now, and I want to show everybody what I'm doing and what I have to do to essentially get my business off the floor. I mean, it's already legit. I don't want to keep making it seem like I'm trying to put this idea together. Like, Like everything is already cemented. I got an LLC and shit like that. So I'm just trying to upgrade the joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to a little million. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get there. You know, nothing's guaranteed, but you know, I felt like I said, I don't got a lot of friends. I don't be fucking with people, yo. And trust me, with these drives and all these days I'm gonna be recording, you'll see exactly why. I'll be able to try to get all my shit off, you know what I'm saying, and tell y'all what the story is. But here's the thing though, right? I'm not a victim, and a lot of the energy that I dealt with and a lot of the things that I dealt with, I brought onto myself. The only thing that I feel like hit me over the head off guard was when my dad passed away, right? Like, obviously, I don't think anybody prepares for their parents to, you know, for their departure. I don't think nobody's ready for that. I mean, he was of older age, but even then, I'm like, you know, you don't ever want to lose your parents. So that shit blindsided the fuck out of me. But a lot of the other situations that I went through, man, I brought all that onto myself, you know. I was always the kind of guy, like, I was never embarrassed to fail. You know, I was always I played the student a lot. You get what I'm saying? For real, because I guess my parents kind of taught me, you know, like, nobody's perfect. And essentially, like, growing up, you know, going through middle school and elementary school and shit like that, like, I was always getting made fun of. The kids was always making fun of me for some weird fucking reason. They used to always say I was white and shit like that. Because, you know what I'm saying, my mom bought all the video games. Like, me and my brother was video game nerds and shit. Like, we were heavy into gaming. So I guess, you know, we didn't look hood or play the hood role. So, you know, in return, kids made fun of us. Like, oh, you white, you wearing gamer shirts and shit like that. I mean, I'll never forget, there was one time, bro, I was in the 5th grade, right? And so I don't know if y'all remember, but if y'all remember places like EB Games, obviously GameStop, so those kind of places, right? Like, when you was to pre-order a game, and this was back in Xbox One days, right? When you were to pre-order a game with GameStop or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you get like a free shirt, you know. And at that time, right? My mom would take us to JCPenney's, like. Which I think, you know, looking back on it, like how, you know, parents be putting their kids now in designer and shit. I'm glad my mom took me to JCPenney's, but, you know, we had fun as children. And I think that's important. Like, a lot of kids, you know, sometimes don't really be put in that area where they can just have fun. They gotta look like their parents, you know. So, but anyway, so my mom would always take us to JCPenney's, right? And they would have like Flamehead jeans. They would have South Pole. What was another one? It was South Pole, Flamehead, Jinko. That's all. We just gonna go for that right now, right? But like, they had all of them joints, and you know, I fucked with it. I fucked with the logo. Like I said, I was having fun with my childhood, so I didn't care about designer and looking cool or whatever. Like, I cared about what looked cool. Flamehead had like the craziest logo. And South Pole was pretty okay. You know, I thought South Pole was cool. They had South Pole in different variants of clothing. Like, they had soccer jerseys, they had the button-ups and all of that shit. I was rocking all of that shit. And I guess it wasn't expensive. So my mom bought us all of that shit all the time, right? So I got a pre-order for a video game. I believe it was like Halo or some shit, right? And so, you know, I liked the clothing because it was representing the games that I was playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So one day I went to school, wore that shit. I liked the outfit so much. I liked the shirt and the pants so much because they was new. You know what I'm saying? The Flamehead jeans with the Xbox shirt. So I ain't think nothing of it, yo. I went in that bitch the second day with the same outfit. Clean drawers, but the same pants and shirt. Man, them kids roasted my ass, yo. They was like, yo, how you wearing the same outfit, nigga? You wore that shit yesterday. It was flaming my ass. And I was like, damn, yo. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little hurt. A little teardrop came out. Yeah, I was crying all the time, though. Like, the kids was making fun of me and shit. I was crying all the goddamn time. Me and my brother. But, you know, like I said, we weren't raised to be tough and shit. Like, and, you know, my dad, like, I don't know. My dad, he was kind of like, he would only come out when he felt like we was really in trouble. But he like, you know, he was looking at us like, you bitch ass niggas coming in here crying and shit. Like, my dad wasn't about to come out and start swinging on everybody because we was getting made fun of. Like, it wasn't realistic. Like, my dad only showed up when we was getting into fights and shit like that. He would never fight the kids, but like, that's the only time he'd show his face outside. Other than that, we used to come home crying all the goddamn time. We weren't fighters. Like I got in, like, it was a part of my life in my childhood. I want to say, like, I had to be like 13, 14, 15, where I was fighting a lot though, but I was still soft at heart. Like, I wasn't no gangster. You know what I'm saying? I never was a gangster. Which, I mean, I'm okay with, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need to be a thug. Now I'm just a man. You feel me? Like, I hold my respect to the standards of just being a man. Like, I don't really, you know, I don't got no standards of no street nigga or anything like that. But yeah, man, I used to get made fun of all the goddamn time. And yeah, you feel me? So it was like, yo, where was I going with that shit? Hold on, where was I going with that shit? Oh, fuck, I got lost in that damn story. It was humbling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, okay, here's where I was going with that shit, right? So, like, you know, essentially I was getting made fun of and all that shit, so I understood that I wasn't perfect, you feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I was always open to failing and taking risks, because I'm like, yo, the way kids was making fun of me and the way I was viewed growing up, it was like, how much worse could I do, you know what I'm saying? I clearly had good parents, I was clearly brought up with a good childhood. Like, if niggas gonna make fun of me for this, then essentially I'll get made fun of for everything. And you know, honestly, like, I went through my teenage years, I grew up with that aura of me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like a Carlton or a, you know, a Childish Gambino kind of nigga. Like, I won't no street nigga. So I guess, you know, in the community I grew up in, that's how I was carried. You know, and you know what I'm saying? Women like me, so I was doing all right. I guess I had girlfriends and shit, so I couldn't have been that much of a cornball, you know what I'm saying? But it was really in high school where I started flourishing, like, as far as having my group of friends, doing my own thing, like, but, you know, I tried taking risks with everything, and, oh, shit. I tried taking risks with everything, you know what I'm saying? I did mad shit, and I was just open to failing, so, you know, I didn't fuck with nobody, I stayed to myself, and, you know, I just was more inclined on, like, just doing my own shit. And, you know, like I said, I bumped into bad groups of people dealing with the wrong energy and not really doing me for myself. I was so worried about what people thought of me, you know? So at this point, I'm like, you know, I do want to get out more. Like, I do want to socialize more, because I got to do it for my business. Like, I got to really meet, you know, have business connects, make business relationships and shit, and, you know, accelerate in life. Like, I've been antisocial for a minute, man. And, like, to be honest, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? My dad was essentially the same way. Like, you, after a while, you don't be wanting to deal with a lot of the bullshit that this world be offering, man. You just kind of want to do your own thing to stay out the way. But I do know that, realistically speaking, I can't be like that if I want to grow and build a business. I can't just be one man, not fucking with nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because I won't be able to grow. So I'm like, this here is a good way to just show my everyday life, because, you know, being in this car is really all that I do. I mean, you know, go from there. This is all. This is my main. Like, if I'm ever outside, this is why I'm outside. Either to do this, to work on my cars, which I don't leave the crib, or to get food. Or if, you know, this nigga Adam, you know, hit my line saying he won't go out, like I told him, I was like, I'm trying to do more like summer vendors and shit. He hits me up talking about some food vendor in Brooklyn, and I was like, yo, how long do you know about this shit? And he told me he knew about a week. Oh, he should have told me so I could plan ahead. He was gonna win, but he let me know last minute. I was like, I ain't trying to fuck this shit. I gotta try to edit these videos. I got a bunch of other shit, but I'm gonna try to travel more and get out more. But for the most part, if I ever leave the crib, I'm here. I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain about life, man. Really, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm healthy. least I think I'm healthy. Definitely got to stop drinking a lot, but other than that, I'm happy, man. I'm out here. I should turn. Turn this shit. Yeah, I still got it. SD card probably ran the fuck. Yo, I hit my goal like an hour ago after I did that Walmart shit. That shit took me like an hour and 20 minutes, but I expected it. But I went to the crib, right? And I was just playing back the video, and I'm like, yo, I don't think my sound's all that great. I feel like the car is louder than my voice. So I'm like, you know, obviously I don't want to continue like that. So I went and got me a GoPro microphone. A Saramonic joint at Best Buy. So I'm here. I'm about to put this shit on. See if it works. You know what I'm saying? I can't get my message across if people can't hear me. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so we got. Alright. So hopefully this joint work. It's gonna be a little bit of a might be a little complication because it plugs into the same charger as the same port as my charger. So let's see. Alright. Probably just gonna clip this shit up. Oh, I could put it right here. Let's fucking go, yo. Then I could. The hell is this for? What is this supposed to be? I don't know what this is, but I think we lit, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't know until I got back to the crib, but you feel me? I was glad I was able to do that. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Damn. You know, I'm gonna do a little bit of driving because like I said, I ain't got like
Go.
Larry June. Hold on. No. Gotta wash this car. Let me do some driving real quick, make sure this shit works. Then I guess I'll find out when I get to the crib. Oh shit, I got the e-brake. Yo, today was definitely easy, so you know what I'm saying? It's like 1 right now. I left at 8. The day is over at 1 as far as driving go. So now you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go home, edit my videos up. I got like 4 videos, which kind of sucks because if this mic is significantly better than what I recorded, I mean, hopefully people are gonna listen, but I think with my voice being low is gonna kind of take the edge out of it, you know what I'm saying? Struggling to hear me, especially my lap. Oh, this nigga is about to get his shit ran over. That's crazy. I'm out of here.
Hard cause the bread important. I go hard cause the bread important. I go hard.